Welcome back to Storytime. In today's episode, we're going to be reading a story by user Short and Old. Using the prompt, you are part of a league of superheroes who save the world, yet you never go on missions. You are only called for one thing: total annihilation, for when they don't want survivors. From the Writing Prompts subreddit. But before we jump into it, just a quick reminder, Storytime is a fan-driven segment, so if you'd like to submit a story for us to read, you can do so at the Grant World Reddit page using the flair Storytime. Link is in the description. Annie reached for the bowl of cheese puffs teetering on the edge of the couch with her right hand, holding the game controller with her left. Her thumb rapidly tapped one of the controller buttons as she stretched out her fingers to grasp the bowl. One last reach, and the bowl fell over onto the floor. Annie reached down, grabbed the upside-down bowl, when the speakers in front of the monitor exploded in a hail of gunfire. The monitor turned red as Annie watched her character take round after round of bullets. Slowly, the gunfire stopped and the game ended. Damn it! She slammed down the controller and reached over to gather up the cheese puffs into the bowl again. Third time this week! She grabbed the bowl and sat back into the couch, cradling the snacks in her lap. Reaching for the remote, she turned on television to a news break. This resulted in a near-complete destruction of the inhabitants of the Markham colony. The Intergalactic Super League arrived several hours ago and attempted to stop the advance of the Mildrothians, but their losses appeared to be overwhelming. Annie tossed a cheese puff high into the air, watched it fall, and moved her head around just enough for it to land in her eye. As she was about to take another chance, the door to the den opened. Annie rose from the couch and turned to see the other members of the ILS dragging themselves into the room. The first one was a woman in blue and gray spandex with a white cape. She limped into the kitchen, opened up a refrigerator. She stared inside for more than a minute, moving items around. Who the hell drank all that beer? Annie? She shouted, looking up from the fridge at her. Annie glanced at the several empty beer bottles on the table next to the couch. A sheepish grin crossed her face. Two others, both holding each other up, limped their way over to the couch and landed, with audible groans and thuds. Both were wearing colored outfits, though without capes. One, a muscle-bound male in black and red stripes, was already asleep. The other, a green-skinned being with long yellow hair, looked up at the TV and motioned Annie to the controller. "Turn that off, would you? We just got finished there." Her arms slumped back onto the couch, and they sank into the cushions with a long sigh. "Sure thing, Glaxus." Annie fumbled around with the remote, pressing buttons clumsily until the screen went blank. She turned to the kitchen. "Sorry, Prime. I got bored here and started playing Call of Major Warfare and, well, I got thirsty." Sentinel Prime reached deep into the fridge and emerged with one brown bottle. She held the neck of the bottle and, using her thumb, flipped the bottle cap off into the air. She drank deep, walked to the nearby kitchen table, and sat down. "Sure lucky I found this," Prime said, holding up the bottle. She took another deep drink, putting the bottle on the kitchen table, and motioned Annie over. "Anyway, you're up now. Go get dressed. The ship is getting refueled now." Annie walked over to the table, eyes wide. "What do you mean I'm up?" She sat down next to Prime. A furrow crossed her brow. Prime stared at her beer. "We got the last of the survivors from the colony out and back to the planetary relocation center at Europa. Only a few thousand, but those damn males have to go." She put the bottle to her lips and took a sip. Annie leaned closer to Prime. "You told me we were still training my power to control it. What if I can't?" Prime turned, staring hard at Annie. Rage burned in her eyes, and she gritted her teeth. "I saw what they did to those colonists. They weren't people to them. They were just cattle. To them, they were just made of meat. And if you don't stop them now, our planet will be next." She set the beer down and turned to Annie, reaching to grab the teen's shoulders. "This is why we've kept you from the fights. We know you can't control your powers, but now is when we need you the most. You are Annihilation. No one knows of you for a reason. You are the ultimate deterrent. It's time to unveil you. Now go suit up. I'm going to finish this and then come with you." Annie rose from the table and paused. "What if I can't control what happens?" The sneer crossed Prime's face. She looked up into Annie's eyes. "I'm counting on it."